The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
This was a camp, a summer camp. You know where the kids sometimes they go away to summer camp, upstate, maybe 3 hours away. And they have this thing called, I think it was an all-boys camp, they have a thing called Visiting Day. Have you ever gone to Visiting Day? It's a very exciting thing for the kids, very annoying for the parents, but very exciting for the kids. It's funny because I was a kid once in sleepaway camp, and like that day it was so amazing. I couldn't wait. Wow, I couldn't wait for my parents. I was in camp for 2 weeks. It was like so important to me. Why are my parents late? How could they be late? And what's going on? Other parents got here. Why are they late? And then I became a parent, and my kid was in sleepaway camp, and I promise you I love my kid, but I just don't want to go. But anyhow, so I'll send you a car. I'll send you a card or whatever. Anyhow, so there's one visiting day, 1993, in this summer camp. And, you know, they have rules when the parents can get there and where they can go and so on. And in this camp, I think it was called Camp Bonim or something, this long, white, stretch limo pulls up to the camp. Now, everyone's like, all the kids got there, like, wow, like a limo. And then there's signs that say cars up until here. And the limo just drives right by, right past it. The limo drives all the way up to the bunkhouse. Parks right in front of the bunkhouse, stays there for a little while, then goes and drives to the head counselor's bunkhouse, and leaves. Later that day, one of the counselors told the head counselor, says, you know, all the kids saw that today. And all the kids, in 1 second, like had the same comment, there you go, you're wealthy, you got to do what you want. I know how it is. That's how it is. You come up in a limo. You can drive wherever you want. You can park wherever you want. You're not allowed to go to the bunkhouse. You can go to the bunkhouse if you have a limo. No problem. No one gets to talk to the head counselor, but if you have a limo, you get to talk to the head counselor because that's how it is. The head counselor says, sit down, son, let me just explain to you what happened. There are two brothers in this camp whose father is terminally ill. He only has a few weeks left. To drive a regular car 3 hours upstate would have been physically impossible. The father, who doesn't have any money, friends got together and arranged and set up a souped-up limo so they could sleep in a bed and have a nurse take care of him the entire way. The boys, who were seeing their father for one of the last times, wanted their father to see their bunk. So they asked the father couldn't walk. So they had to drive the limo all the way up to the bunkhouse and then open the door of the bunkhouse so that the father could see inside without getting out of the limo. And then they brought into the head counselor's bungalow because that's a spot where the father could spend some time with his kids. You have no idea what's happening behind the tinted windows. And that story is just dramatic. But it's the same on every little story that happens on every simple day. You're going to go outside and you're going to see 100 people today. You're going to see people in every area of your life. And your brain is going to just by impulse want to have play-by-play and see what's happening, and then it's going to want to comment. And hopefully, if we had any impact today, the intelligence inside of you will say, what do I think I'm looking at? All I see is a mask. I have no idea what's happening inside. Even Esav had a mask. Even our nation has a mask. And every single one of us has a struggle. No one has any idea the music that's playing in anybody's head. Thank you.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org